Morning, happy Monday. I had, let's say, half a decent night of sleep. Let me show you what I tried. That's my laundry, all of my wet stuff. I also got all of my cotton laundry just that ran overnight in a slow cycle. So yesterday I tried this Rescue Dream Balm. It's by Bach, and this is a new launch. I think it just launched this week or a couple of weeks ago, and in the UK at least. And I also looked up on Healthline some acupressure points. So I just applied it and was applying some pressure. And then I listened to a very slow podcast at night. And I used lavender oil, which I have sadly finished. And what else? Valerian. So this is just a valerian. This is a homeopathic. It's just a plant. You just take one of these. I woke up halfway through the night and I had another one. It didn't work, the second one. And I keep a bottle of water next to my bedside because I usually wake up thirsty. So that's what I did for sleep. And I'm about to start my day. So I already washed my face. I applied moisturizer. I applied sunscreen. And then I made these bagels with soft cheese, so that would have with protein. And then on top of it, I put something. It's called za'atar, but it's za'atar in the Palestinian sense, right? So this is a Palestinian brand called Zaytun, whereas za'atar in Morocco is just the name of a plant. But this is meant to mean the mixture. And it's actually a zesty herb mix that is mostly thyme, because they call thyme za'atar, whereas for us we call thyme something else. And actually what I call za'atar in Morocco is actually oregano. So yeah, just wanted to make it clear so you don't end up sprinkling oregano on your stuff. And now I'm about to make coffee. I just finished the little first bit of coffee, so I'm just now going to get a new pack. I hope it's not decaf. It is decaf. So, but I anyway had like half. Ouch! I had half of this thing filled with proper coffee. So I will just make a note later on to go and buy some proper coffee. I anyway had an opened decaf, so I will just fill it with this, and then I'm gonna add some spices, etc. Cool. This is garam masala. I put quite a lot. Cinnamon, ground cinnamon. Some cloves. I'm not gonna have junipers today. A bit of coarse pepper. Some ground ginger. And then top everything with some, sadly, decaf coffee. It's going to be like a light coffee because it's half with caffeine and half decaf. I don't overpack it, I just make sure that it's filled, and that's it. So my morning routine doesn't take long because I just put my coffee and I really put it for less than 5 minutes. I'm starting with the Bobbi Brown corrector and the Bobbi Brown brush, and I just go under my eyes with just very, very little corrector. And what I have learned, one of the beauty rules I have learned over lockdown is that corrector trumps concealer anytime. So doesn't matter what I'm doing. If I were to pick one product, one beauty product to use to actually completely change my look, that would be corrector. I don't use much, but just the very tiny bit that I have, which is really barely a bit of pigmentation, just helps. So that's my corrector done, and like I said, you barely feel it. Then I have this concealer. It's the Too Faced Born This Way one. This is in color Mocha, which is a little bit dark, but I have it, so I'm using it. I actually wipe the whole thing, so the doe foot is actually dry, and then I smudge just a little bit of this very, very dry doe foot on my under my eyes, because if you use it straight from the thing, just a lot of product, and I really don't I don't use that much. And then instead of going with a small brush, I actually go with this big buffing brush. It's a face brush, and I just go very quickly under my eye. I try to get all this area all the way to here, so that massive triangle. And because I barely have any product, you don't have to work it in too much, because there is barely any pigment. And that is again one of the advantages of having better skin recently. But also I have also accepted that I'm fine with all of that discoloration on the side and all of the scars and whatever. For me, the most important thing is actually to have good eyebrows. Then I go with my Fenty Beauty powder, just a little bit, still with the same brush. Like I said, this is very minimalist. And then I go under my eyes. I don't bake, I actually try to pat it in. And this makeup is so simple, I could do it closed eyes. The reason I have my eyes closed is because I think I have a bit of a lash that went into my eye, and so I'm just, when I close my eyes, it helps it migrate so that I don't end up just crying all over the place. Maybe a little bit of powder just on my T-zone because it gets oily, but again, I didn't apply any makeup on there, so there is no concealer, no foundation, nothing. And that's effectively my face done. We now move on to the most important part of my routine, which is my eyebrows. I still use this product from Refi, but keep in mind that I removed the stopper, so now it has a lot of product, because that's something they have with all these products that are like a mascara or in these kind of tubes. So I have to scrape it. It's not the most glamorous thing, but I have to scrape most of it before I try to put it on my eyebrows. Otherwise I'm gonna have just this very weird white mess. So I'm just gonna put a little bit on each brow. And before I used to be very careful with this. Now I just apply it haphazardly, and then I will fix it afterwards. So my product is very messy, but that's just what works for me. Brush it upwards. When I brush it upwards, it's really kind of almost moisturizing and placating the hairs. And my eyebrows never, ever, ever look the same. Yeah? So once I do this, I go then with the other side that is just the plastic bit, and I just use it to smooth my eyebrow upwards. Then do the same on the other side. So you have that laminated effect. I will have extra product here. I don't care, because I just wipe it like this, since I don't have any other makeup. Before, when I used to have a bit of makeup, that would bother me. Now I don't care, because you can just wipe it. Next, I will fill up my eyebrows with the Deep Brow Pomade Medium Brow. This is by Anastasia Beverly Hills. What I do is I take a tiny bit of this and I put it on the lid, and then even if the product is slightly dried out, because it is a pomade, by working it like this, like you would on a painting palette, it becomes malleable again, and you can just use it immediately after that. So you end up not wasting a lot of product, but at the same time, you have a lot more control over your application. And I really love this. I love working in this dry product like that, because it's the same movement as when you do oil painting, And those of you who've known me for a long time, I was a very late comer to makeup. So I only started wearing makeup at the age of 21. So that's definitely something that I came to later than most people in Morocco. But what drew me to it is actually the fact that it's like painting, and I've been painting since I was a child. So how I do my eyebrows is again very organic, in a way that I don't really think about what is the shape. I just try to fill them as much as possible. I did not pluck my eyebrows in months, so this is what they look like at their fullest. If I feel like plucking my eyebrows in a few weeks, they will probably be thinner, but right now what I do is that I just leave them be, and then I make sure that I don't have a shorter brow compared to the other. And that is effectively it. So, and I've gotten tons of compliments on my eyebrows. Right now it looks a bit feathery, etc. It gets softer as the day goes on. And then a bit of blush. This is MAC Raisin. I have no other product on my face makeup wise. So just applying this. Blush is my favorite makeup product. So I said earlier, corrector is the essential one, as in I'd wear it probably out of necessity, but the product that I enjoy wearing and that I think you can never ever overdo, at least with my complexion. Obviously if you are very fair skinned, it's very likely you'd look like a clown, but I just pile it on, and to be honest, I think that the more I put on, the better I look. And then this is also a product that I wouldn't mind reapplying later in the day. I love it. I just love it. You know what? I'm gonna apply bronzer. Normally I don't, but I just piled on this what's it called? The blush, and I just feel like I need more color because I'm just turning yellow. It's October. It's dark, so I need just a little bit more color in my skin, and because I didn't have any powder or anything, I might as well bronze a little bit. It looks a bit crazy because I used the brush from my blush, so it's a bit redder than I would have wanted, but we'll make it work. So this is the Cocoa Naughty by Fenty Beauty, and since now I applied this, I'm going to just even it all out with some powder. Normally I don't powder my face, but today I just felt like it. That's the problem with filming a makeup video, because normally my whole routine takes 5 minutes and it doesn't involve powder, but because I'm filming, I just felt, you know what, I like it. This feels like an extra pamper. There you go. So for eyes, it depends on the day again. I have this thing from Fenty Beauty, this eye base, which again I removed the stopper too. Some days I don't feel like wearing any eyeshadow, and in that case what I would do is I will either not wear anything or wear a liner, a pencil liner. Today I feel like wearing a shadow, and which one am I gonna wear? I don't want any of these. Let me check my MAC one. We'll go with Amber Lights. This is a classic. I've had this for ages. Just go with a MAC 217. And then it's one of those colors that are so easy, so buttery. See, I just put a little bit on my brush, very messily, all over the lid. I don't care. I mean, it's gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. You know, in autumn I tend to wear a lot more makeup than I would in summer, just because I'm not sweating and feeling like too hot and bothered. It's just the perfect season for makeup. Ah, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Again, a step that I normally wouldn't go and do as much, but why not? I look awake. Then I'll finish with mascara, and I'm not going to put lipstick because I'm still eating. So the mascara I have is this Huda Beauty Legit Lashes. It has two sides, curl and lengthen, and it has volume. Right now I'm just using the volume side for no reason other than that was the first one I opened. This was a gift. So I don't really care about what mascara I use, but so this was a gift, but actually turned out to be really good. And I wear it mostly to erase the eyeshadow fallout, and also sometimes if I had, I don't know, some powder or something. And I always mess up the left side for some reason, because I have to cross my arm, cross my torso, and I have less mastery, but I don't care. That's it. I need to pick some earrings. Oh, the other thing I didn't show you is the other thing I tried for sleep is this thing. So these are just simple, what would you call this? Earwax thingy. Ouch. Muffle wax earplugs. I just dropped my MAC palette and my heart hurts because I'm thinking, oh, nothing's broken. All good. Yay! So yeah, these are earplugs, and to help block the light, so I had that. I also had an eye mask on to also the ear plugs to block the sound, this to block the light. My daily perfume is Elixir des Merveilles by Hermes. It's an old perfume I had, and I just decided that I wanted to use this perfume until I finish it, because in my beauty cabinet I just feel like I want to have less things, but I still recently I'm getting really excited about buying certain things. For lips, I'll probably wear this Huda Beauty one. I'll put just a little bit for you guys now, but I'll add it later, because anyway it will get erased. So for my jewelry, let's pop you here. Can you still see me? Yes, you can. I have this little jewelry box. This is from Cézanne, and it's green because green is my favorite color. I'm gonna wear my watch. This is the Pasha by Cartier. I bought it to myself as a gift. I remember my sister went to buy something, and I was with her. And I remember it was in the middle of that very, very, very nasty project. I remember I even vlogged about it. And I just said, you know, I need something for me. And something about an analog watch is very grounding. Actually, it's not something about it. There are studies about it. When you are hyperactive, if you actually just look at a watch going slowly, it helps ground you again. So yeah, it does definitely serve that purpose. I did a lot of that. It was a form of meditation. Very expensive one, but cute. And then I have my Chaumet ring. I have recently started getting into jewelry, like proper jewelry, because I don't have much. I have this from my mom, my late mom. In Morocco, we're very big about gold, especially if you are from a modest background, because my parents were poor, right? And so traditionally this was a way for them, for people in my mom's socioeconomic class to just have savings, right? Because my grandmother didn't have a banking account, so she would have a couple of these, and then whenever times would get tough, she would sell them. Luckily, my mom didn't have to sell this one, although she did get into debt at some point because of her family. But I'm glad that this survived. So it's from my mom, and I want to buy jewelry, not with the intention of having to sell it when things get tough, because hopefully I'm hoping that I will manage to have some financial stability, etc. But I just think that, you know, I'm past my 30s, and I feel that there are certain things that I like more as a woman. And although I have been buying a couple of things, etc., here and there, I think that I now have covered all the basics. So whenever I buy something, it's a very nice piece because I really feel attracted to it, and then I will wear it a lot, etc. So I feel like my whole wardrobe has stabilized, and my whole beauty routine has reached a good point. So now I'm looking at the next level. And so I am saving for quite a lot of pieces. I had quite a lot of pieces in my wish list. This ring, I've had it for I think 2 years. It's the Link Séduction by Chomé. I had it on my wish list for 2 years, and when I went to buy it eventually, again, I wasn't going to buy it. I actually went with my sister is the enabler. I was with my sister. I forgot what she was looking for, and then I said, you know what? Let me just look at La Chomé. And luckily, actually, they were going to. That was the last piece in London because they were taking it out of. It was like a limited collection, and I wasn't aware. So I didn't know when it launched 2 years ago that it was just that one run. It wasn't part of the permanent collection. But I had it in my wish list, and I remember when I showed it to the guy, like he really had to dig for it. And we weren't even sure about the size, and I was like, but that's the only size I have available, so it's gonna have to work. Then we realized that actually it works on this finger, so it was meant to be. The next pieces I want to get are, there is a Faberge ring. That is just a lot of colorful stones. I didn't pick all the, like you can have it in multicolored stones or you can have it in a single color, and I'm thinking multicolored stones because you can just turn it and every time you get a new ring. I had mentioned this in a video many months ago. I want gold earrings, and I have like I've seen some diamond studs. I'm not very big on like sparkly jewelry, but these are like the same. You know, I wear studs almost every day, and I've seen them at Tiffany's, and I took the card and I took the labels and everything. I just can't afford them now, so I will just have to work a bit more, a bit harder, and then I can do give myself a gift.